Welcome back to EverTalk Live. I am so excited to be here with Emily Bear. She is a globally recognized artist, singer, songwriter, composer. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, it's so incredible to witness your journey from such a young age. I mean, 5 years old, being on Ellen. Tell us a little bit about that and where you are now.
Yeah, so I was on the show 6 times when I was younger.
6 times?
Yeah.
And
basically your friend.
Yeah.
I just was on it again in June, so 7th time. And that just started catapulting into the rest of everything. I met Quincy when I was like around 8.
As in Quincy Jones?
Yeah. And he's been my huge mentor and influence in my life since then. And I toured around the world with him, with my jazz trio. Released an album with him, and
tough life, girl.
I mean, I'm really bad at like my elevator pitch because there's been a lot, and I've done a lot of different things, so it's hard to cover.
Age. I mean, how old were you right there?
I think 5.
Wow.
5 years old. At what point did you or your family recognize that you were a prodigy?
It actually wasn't my parents. It was my grandma. She was watching me and my siblings when my parents were away out of town. And my brother played piano. He's 4 years older than me, and I would used to just go up and start messing around with the piano as like a baby, apparently. And my grandma freaked out and started calling like music schools and is like, "What's wrong with this child?"
How can she play by ear?
Yeah, she was born this way.
Yeah,
Seriously.
That's incredible. Yeah. Wow. So what was that like growing up, sort of dedicating all your time and energy to learning and developing this skill of piano playing?
I mean, my parents have always been really good at like keeping a nice balance between, you know, Emily as a kid and Emily as a music career.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you dedicate something, you dedicate your life to something like this, that there's always going to be sacrifices. Like, there's a lot of things that I couldn't do because I was busy I cannot speak, it's too early. Preparing for something. Couldn't go to a football game or whatever, but I mean, it's all worth it for me. Like, I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do. Like, music is a huge part of my life.
Where you're at now and looking back on those sacrifices maybe you made as a child, is there anything that you've done to make up for it?
Oh yeah, I mean, all of these incredible opportunities and experiences that I've been a part of over the past 10 plus years, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Football game, Quincy Jones.
Yes.
I would choose Quincy any day.
Yeah, but no, I always had a really nice balance of like career and friends. I went to summer camp every year. I went to like a regular high school, and so I had like the football games and homecoming and that whole thing, and just, I don't know, it was good.
What's been the hardest part of your journey? Has there been anything that's been sort of like just overwhelming? Is it the anxiety? Is it the expectations to perform? And I mean, what would you say is the hardest part of what you do?
I mean, I think it changes year to year.
Yeah.
Like this year, the things that I am struggling with are completely different than the things that I was struggling with like 3 years ago. So it can be anything from having a really hard show to prepare for, or just, you know, stress of deadlines and not being sure if I can make it done in time, but, you know, part of the job. I always, like, when I get super stressed about music, I think to myself, I was like, yeah, this kind of sucks, but in any field that I want to be successful in, there's going to be those sleepless nights, there's going to be those tears, like, it's going to be hard. And I'd rather have those hardships doing something that I really love doing.
When you're in that hard place, what do you do to kind of get back into your creative flow?
Honestly, a lot of times when I'm writing now, it's to film and to pitch, and it doesn't usually stem from like my creative stories. And so if I get like a writer's block or anything, then I just kind of just go back to ground zero and just start playing.
So was that kind of your process when you were working on Nancy Drew? I mean, you scored an incredibly fun film.
Yeah, I mean, that actually, both of those songs kind of just came out pretty easily. It's different for everything. Like, there was this other thing that I was writing for Disney, and for some reason, I just couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
And I tried it like 4 times, and it was like this big orchestral thing, and it was just killing me. But then I think you just have to trust the process, and you'll get there.
So it's trust, that's what helps you sort of dial into the zone where you're most creative?
Yeah.
Anything else that's been helpful? Is it people, or do you find certain spaces or places, or?
I mean, I have a really great team around me. So my film scoring agent, Richard Kraft, and his team have been amazing at guiding me because I'm being put into so many situations for the first time this year with different studios and different people. So I think just having that great support network has been amazing.
Anybody you haven't met that maybe you want to work with?
Oh my God, the list is too long.
Really?
The
Share a
list is
couple.
too long.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
I love Anderson .Paak. I would love to write with him. This guy, Tom Misch, who's incredible. Any film score that I love. Alexander Desplat, John Barry. Like, I mean, just, dude, the list
Goes
is so
on
long
and
and like spans many different genres.
So let's talk about the single Emotions. What inspired it? What do you love most about it?
So I started singing a couple years ago, kind of by accident. I started songwriting, and they had me demo the song. So when I played it for people, they were like, "Oh, who's singing?" And I'm like, "It's me." And then when I started writing more, I started singing more, and I started liking singing a lot more. And now I can't really imagine like without it. And so Emotions was one of the first songs that I wrote that sort of I feel like perfectly combined like my jazz background and like the pop stuff. Like it has a bossa nova beat, like it's a song, like I don't know, it really uses that piano and the jazz piano for my background. But when it like goes to the pop drop, it's like, whoa, this is different.
It's a serious vibe. I love that.
It reminds me of summer. I don't know why.
Yes.
What did really inspire that though for you?
A boy, you know.
Always
like,
a boy.
Like all great songs. Yeah, there was this guy who like I had the biggest crush on, but he knew exactly how he made me feel, and like he knew exactly how he was playing it, and it drove me crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
It became a hot song.
Thanks.
I happen to know like a low-key relationship expert right over here,
Yeah.
Rob Mack. So if you ever need to like,
Really?
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting. I might take
Yeah.
you up on that.
I'm concerned. I kind of like the idea that, you know, you experience a little bit of the drama, but then you create these great songs. So I wouldn't want to compromise that ability.
Well, once it's a hit, then she can
That's
hit
true.
you up.
There you go.
And
You
heal
can
your
resolve
heart.
it. There you go.
Beautiful.
Love
So what's next for you?
I want to start working on my next project because this EP is out and I'm already like ready to start working on something else. But I'm also writing a lot for TV and film, so that takes up a big chunk of my time.
Is it true for you? Because a lot of artists say, my favorite project is always the next one. Is that been your experience?
It's usually the most recent one. I, for some reason, I think it's an artist thing. I really don't like listening to my own music because I just hear everything that I need to fix
Yes.
and like all the little things that bother me that no one else can hear, but it's just like in my head. But right after I write something, I listen to it like 40 times. And like, I love it, and then I get sick of it.
Yeah, of course. You just make sure it's perfect as far as you're concerned, and then release it, and then forget about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow your personal journey and get more of your music.
Yeah, you can follow me at MLE Bear, like MLE, get it, Emily?
I see.
like
She's clever too.
People are like, why is your name La Bear on Instagram? And I'm like, not quite what I was going for,
M-L-E.
but it works. Yeah, MLE.
Super clever.
Across all platforms.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations, Emily.
Thank
Stay tuned
you.
back for more on Ever Talk Live.